During this video, I'm going to be showing you how we can build high converting, professional looking JV pages for our products and our launches using InstaBuilder 2.0. Now during this video, I'm going to build two different pages live right before your eyes, following two high converting JV pages that are currently out on the market. Now the samples that I'm going to be following along with are, first is going to be Lead Monster. And we can see the JV page here. I'm going to build this page here inside of InstaBuilder starting from scratch. And the next page that we're going to build is going to be the Insta Thumbnail JV page that we can see here that was built inside of ClickFunnels. And I'm going to build a page that looks just like this inside of InstaBuilder as well. So first up, we're going to start with the Lead Monster page here. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. The first thing I need to do is go ahead and create a new page inside of InstaBuilder. I'm going to create one from scratch, and we're just going to go ahead and dive right into it. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to delete this content section, and I'm going to add a wide section to the back here so that we can get started. And the first thing we need to create is our header bar up here with our logo. So that's going to be what this one is here. I'm going to shrink this down a little bit. And you're just simply going to add an image element for your logo, and that's going to be the very first part of the JV page. In our next section, we need to include a few headers that we see here, a few headlines, a video, and an opt-in box. And that's all going to be in one wide section. So we're going to click and drag a new wide section. We're going to drop it here. We're going to have a title element that is going to be our headlines that we've seen. On the sample, he has 4 different headlines. We're going to stick with one just for this demonstration. After that, we have a video and an opt-in box side by side. Now to include something side by side, we need to include a column, which I'm going to drag it, I'm going to drop it over here, and that's going to give us the option to place things side by side. So in this example, we have a video over here, and then we have an opt-in box over here. So I'm going to click and drag the opt-in form, and then we're going to drop it over here. And of course we can click in here, click the gear symbol, and we can edit this opt-in form and change the way that it looks and how it fits our style and our design of our JV page. Now to change our white background, we can see on Lead Monster they have a nice abstract background. To use something like that, we just need to click in the background of our wide section. We need to go ahead and click on the gear symbol, go to background image, click on action, and we can use a pre-made pattern. We can search for an image, or we can upload an image. So if I click on the pre-made pattern here, we have all these different designs that we can use. So if I was to click on this one here, for example, we can see that it gives us this orange background. And then the reason we don't see that orange background by our video and our opt-in form is because we need to make our column transparent. So we click on our column here, click on the gear symbol, go to background color, and then choose transparent color like that there. And that's going to make it transparent so we can see our background. And that's how simple it is to change the background of our section and use any kind of image that we would like to use. So next up after that, we have another section that has 2 headlines and a button inviting them to get their affiliate link. So to do that, you just add another wide section here. That section included 2 headlines. So that would be our first here, headline number 1. We could duplicate this, have headline number 2, and then they have their button element here. We can make this button a lot bigger, change the text on it, and make that our affiliate link as well. And I believe this section here had a different color, and it was a dark blackish color, so we could do that. Then you can come here and make your text white so that it's easy to be seen. Next up, if we head back over here to Lead Monster and we scroll down a little bit, the next section that we have a lot of stuff going on here. We have a headline here, which we know how to do that. But then we have these 4 different sections here with 4 different images and then some information below each image. So to create something like this, the first thing we need is to go ahead and add our new section, which I'm going to do that here. Next up, we have a headline to enter. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to highlight this text here. I'm going to use my title element and drag it and drop it into our new section. We are going to use the same headline. I'm going to shrink it down just a little bit to save some room. And now we have these 4 different sections with our images and our information below each image. And to do that, we can just use our columns again. I'm going to click and drag it, and I'm going to drop it below our title. Now starting off, we have two different columns. But I can click on this, I can click the plus symbol. Now we have 3 columns. I can do it again, and now we have 4 different columns, just like this here. Now all we have to do is insert our images, our little sub headline, and then our text below each image. And to do that is fairly simple. The first thing that we need to do is add an image. So I'm going to click it, I'm going to drop it here. I'm just going to copy the URL from the previous image, drop it in there just like that. So now we have our image. Then we had a little title underneath it. And the title was, if we go back over here, it said solid product. So you would say solid product, just like that. We're going to make that a lot smaller here. There we go, and center it. And then we just had text underneath it. So if I copy this text here, just a little information about the solid product, we can grab our text element, drop it below right there, and then paste our information just like that. Now all we have to do is we can just duplicate this. We can drag it and drop it over here, and then just replace this image with the next one. Same with the headline, we can duplicate it, and then we can drag and drop it over here below my picture. And then same thing for our text. Just click it and drag it and drop it over here, and then go in here and just replace the information. And just like that, we have our 4 columns of information just like we do here. Now scrolling down again, we have just some headlines. All you have to do is add the title element and then edit that. We have another wide section that is separate with some more headlines. All you would do is add the wide section again, change the background to black or whatever color you want, and then add 2 different title elements and change the title and the font colors. Now this here, it might look complex, but all it is an image. So we just copy this image URL, and again, it's just a new wide section by itself. So I would just come down here, I would add my new wide section like that there. I would add my image. Then I would edit this image and include a picture of my funnel breakdown, just like that there. See, nothing to it, and it looks great. If we head back over here, we have another section with a title and an image. Just in case you aren't familiar with how to do that, you would just add your wide section again down here. Then you would have your title here, and then you would have your image below it just like that. The next section that we have is a section with a headline, a video, and then we have an image with bullet points. Now to create something like that, it is simple. We're going to add our wide section. We have our headline, so we add our title element here. Next up, we had a video, so you just pull your video element and drop it there. And then below the video, we had an image, and then we had bullet points next to the image. Now to do that, all we're going to do is add a column, have 2 different columns. We'll put our image on the left-hand side. And then for bullet points, you would just take your title element or your text element, you drop it over here, you highlight it, you type out what you need to type out, and you click the bullet list here just like that. And when you do that, it turns it into a bullet list, and you can click on the format over here, go to bullet, and we can change what kind of bullet point we would like to use. So for example, I could use a small plus, and that's going to give me a plus sign, and I can start listing my features with the plus line just like that. Heading back over here to the JV page of Lead Monster, scrolling down, so we have that part covered. Next up, we have another wide section with a bunch of headlines, a bunch of text, and then a bunch of different images. Now in this particular sample, all of these are different images. And if you wanted to create something like this with a bunch of different images, all it is a column with 3 different rows. So to do that, you would have your new wide section, you would have your titles at the top and all the information at the top, and then for your images, you would just include a column like this here. You would click in there and you would click the plus symbol, and now you have 3 different columns for your 3 different images. So you would just put a new image in every single column, and you would click on the gear symbol and edit that image and upload your image or paste the URL from it, and you'll have 3 different images like this here, and then you can just keep duplicating it over and over until you have all the different images uploaded. Now scrolling through this JV page, you are going to see all this different information, but you're going to notice that you know how to implement all of this using the different elements that we have and using the columns. So here you would just add the video, and then underneath the video you would add the 2 columns with the image on the left and the text and the bullet points on the right. If we scroll down a little bit more, each different colored background is just a new wide section. Okay, so this black one here, it's a wide section by itself. You just change your background to black. And then for the blue one here, you just add a new wide section and change the background to blue, add your title element, your text elements, your video element, then you add your column again with the image on the left and then the bullet points on the right. So scrolling through here, it's just an image. So you would add your column by itself, your wide section by itself, have your headline, and then include an image and upload your prize pool like that there. So quickly browsing through here, these are just images. This whole thing is one big image that you can upload. This here is one big image as well. And I feel confident that you know how to make all of these different sections and columns on your own. And the last thing I want to touch on is at the very bottom here, they include a signature with their Skype, their Facebook, and a link to their email. And I just want to show you how to set something up like that there, where you can automatically link this to your Skype, you can automatically link this to your Facebook, and you can automatically link this to your email. So let's go ahead and set that up really quick. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a new wide section at the bottom here. In their particular example, they have a column of 3 because they have 3 different people on the launch. I'm just going to assume that you're working by yourself. If you need to add more people, just add different columns. So first off, what we have is we have our portrait picture and a title with our name and then a subtitle with our position in the company. So to do that, all we need is our image here. That's going to be our picture of our face, our signature picture. We have our title element, which is going to be our name listed there. And then they had a subtitle, which was their position in the company. Now, for the buttons, they are just images, okay? So Skype, for example, it's a new image. So I'm going to click and drag my image element. I'm going to click the gear symbol to edit this. And I'm going to paste the Skype button just like you see right there. Now, to make it clickable, you are going to go to target link type. You are going to go to URL. And for Skype, it's a little bit different. You're going to type in Skype, colon. Then you're going to enter your Skype name. This is going to be the name that people type in to contact you on Skype, your username. Then after that, you're going to put a question mark and then the word chat. Now, when you do that, when someone goes to your JV page and they click the Skype button, it's going to automatically open up your profile so they can chat with you on Skype on their computer automatically just by them clicking that button. Okay, pretty cool, right? So now we're going to go back and hide this. And now we're going to do the same thing for Facebook. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to click on Skype. I'm going to duplicate this. Now I want to edit this image here. I'm going to scroll up. I'm going to replace this image with the Facebook image. And now for my URL, we're going to erase this Skype message here. And you're going to type in your Facebook URL profile. So it would be http www.facebook.com/your profile. Whatever your unique URL is for your profile, you're going to do that there. And then last but not least, for the email, we're just going to duplicate that. We're going to edit this Facebook one here. We're going to replace this with the email one. And now for the email URL, let's erase the Facebook one here. And what you're going to type in is mail to colon and then your email, whatever your email is. So your email at gmail.com, for example. And you want to make sure that you put mail to colon in front of your email address, because that means when someone clicks on the email, it's going to automatically open your email address and a composed message. It's going to open it up for them in their email service that they're using, whether it be, Thunderbird or Outlook or whatever it may be. That's going to open up a message for them so they can just type an email to you. Okay, pretty simple, right? And pretty cool. And so it didn't take long at all to go through here and to duplicate all this information using sections, columns, the different colors, uploading images. And it's very easy to recreate this using the flexibility of InstaBuilder. So now what I want to do really quickly is I want to recreate this page here from scratch because it looks a little bit different. The opt-in form looks different. Things are a little bit different. I'm just going to show you how to recreate this one as well using InstaBuilder from scratch, just to show you how flexible and how awesome it is. Okay, so I'm going to restart over here. I'm going to exit the editor and I'm going to create a new page from scratch, and we're going to have a little fun with it. Okay, so I'm going to delete this. I'm going to use my wide section. And the first thing we need to create is this top part here where we have our logo and we have our links, okay, a navigation menu. Okay, so I'm going to shrink this down a little bit here. I'm going to add a column. On the left-hand side, it's going to be my logo, so I'm going to have an image. And on the right-hand side, it's going to be our navigation menu. So I'm going to click it, I'm going to drag it, And then once you have that dragged over there, we can go to menu setup, and then you will create your menu inside of the WordPress dashboard. And once you have that created, you just select which menu you would like to use from the drop down menu here. And of course, we can go to the menu style, and we can change the way the navigation menu looks at the top here. Okay, so we create something like that there. We have our navigation menu, and we would upload our logo here. Let's go ahead and copy this logo real quick and upload it so it's looking a little bit better. And first, let's go ahead and change our background color because our logo is white, so we don't want our background to be white. So we'll use something like that. We'll make this here transparent so we can see the color. And then we can edit this image. And now we have our image over there with our navigation menu. And of course, you want to play with that and make it look nice and add some padding at the top. And next up, we just have another wide section with a title element and a subtitle element. So to do so, you just add your wide section over here and drop it. And then just add in your different title elements here. Change your background color, change your font color. And next, what I really want to show you is this next section here. So we have our white background, we have our two columns, our video, and then on the right hand side, we have our button, a line spacer, and then bullet points. So that's a little bit different that we didn't cover in the last video. So I just want to show you really quick what that looks like. So you would add your new wide section here. You would add your column, so we have two separate columns. You would add your video on one side, and then on the right hand side we had a button. So you would do that, you would edit this button however you want it to look. Then we had a line spacer. So you're going to click that, you're going to drop it below the button here, and we can edit this, we can change it. That one was dashed, I believe, something like that. So we have our dashed line here, and then they had bullet points underneath it. And of course, you know how to do that. You can add your title element here, turn it into a bullet point like that, and then have your bullet points going underneath it. Pretty cool, right? And if you want to make your video a little bit bigger, we can kind of take this line and drag it over here and give the video a lot more real estate to work with as opposed to the button and the bullet points. After that, scrolling down a little bit more, we have another section with an opt-in form that looks a little bit different than the last opt-in form that we worked with. So to do that, we just add our new wide section at the bottom here. We add our title above our opt-in form like there is on the sample. And then for this one, we have our name and email boxes and the button all side by side, okay? That's all horizontal. So we're going to take our opt-in form, we're going to click it and drag it. We're going to click inside of our opt-in form, go to the gear symbol, and then for the opt-in form fields, we're going to click that, and then for form mode, we're going to change it to horizontal. And now it's going to be just like on the demo JV page that we are copying off of. It is all horizontal like that there. And then we can change the style, of course, of what our field boxes look like that there. We can change the size, the background, the color, we can change the button, and all that good stuff. Next up, scrolling down a little bit further, we have another section that is making use of the countdown timer and the line spacer again. So setting that up here, add our wide section here. This background is black. And we have two different columns. So I'm going to insert that. And the first thing we need to do is make our column transparent. Then on one side, we had a countdown timer. And on the other side, we had a title. Beneath that, we had a line spacer. And then we had another title beneath that, as we can see here. Now, just quickly scrolling through here, you know how to create all of this, so I don't want to keep showing you how to do it. This would be just another wide section by itself with a custom background image. You can upload your own image in the background like we did previously, or you can browse the different images that are available for you. And in the middle, they just have an image, and then they have a title element underneath it. We have another wide section by itself with a message, which is a title element. And now moving down further, all we have is another title element. We have a line spacer underneath that, and then we have a column here with an image on the left and then text on the right hand side, a line spacer, a column again, text on the left, image on the right, and then the pattern just keeps going on with the line spacers and then the images and the text. Now quickly scrolling through here down to the bottom, there's something else I want to show you. Here we have two buttons side by side. Now of course this is just a column, okay, a button on the left and then the button on the right. But what I want to show you is when you click this button on the left, what they have is a video that pops up and starts playing for you, giving you a demonstration of their product. And I want to show you how to set that up, okay? So what I'm going to do over here, I opened up a new blank screen for us here so we can focus. I have my wide section already on here. And now what I want to do is I want to include my column. I'm going to click it and drop it. On the right hand side, it was a button to their affiliate link. So to do that, you just click on the gear symbol. You go to target link, and for the URL, you're just going to enter the link where they can get their affiliate link, whether it be with JVZoo, Warrior Plus, ClickBank, whatever it may be. You're going to insert that link here. Now on the left hand side, they have a button that when you click it, you watch a video. Okay, so we're going to click on the gear symbol. We are going to go to target link, and instead of URL, we are going to use pop-up, and then we're going to click on edit pop-up, and that's going to give us a box here. Okay, so now what we can do is we can put anything inside of this box. So when they click this button here, this box is going to pop up and show them whatever we want to show them. In this case, it was a video. So we put a video here, and the video is going to play when they click this button. We can also put another button here. We can put a title here. We can put an opt-in form here. We can put whatever we want to put here. And when you're done editing this, just click the X, and now you're all set up. When someone clicks this button here, that pop-up form is going to pop up with the video, with the title, with the opt-in form, whatever it may be. And that's all there really is to it. Scrolling through here, you know how to create all of this. We have just another section with a title. We have another section with a title and an image showing their funnel. And then we have just a bunch more images uploaded here with our line spacers in between. Scrolling through here, we have 3 more buttons. And of course, this is just going to be a column with 3 different rows, and you're going to add a button to each one. And that's all there is to this JV page, okay? Very, very simple to duplicate using all the different elements that we have inside of InstaBuilder 2.0. And I hope you can see just how flexible it is when it comes to building your JV pages.